named Shindo, who lived in a village at the foot of a snow-capped mountain.
Her husband had died, and she had no children. So she was very lonely.
And she was always tired too, for she had no one to help with the chores.
All on her own, she
Cleaned the hut,
cleaned the yard,
Tended the chickens,
washed her clothes in the river,
carried water,
cut firewood,
and cooked her solitary meal. At the end of each day, Shindo gazed up at the snowy peak and prayed.
Great mountain spirit, my work is too hard. Send me help.
One day, Shindo was weeding her small field by the river, where she grew vegetables and bananas and gourds. Suddenly, a novel chieftain appeared beside her.
I am a messenger from the great mountain spirit.
he handed the astonished woman some gold seeds.
Plant these carefully. They are the answer to your prayers.
Then the chieftain vanished.
What help could I get from a handful of seeds?
Still, she planted and tended them as carefully as she could.
Shindo was amazed at how quickly the seeds grew. In just a week, the long vines trailed over the ground, and ripe gourds hung from them.
She brought the gourds home, sliced off the tops, and scooped out the pot. Then she laid the gourds on the rafters of her hut to dry.
When they hardened, she could sell them at the market as calabashes, to be made into bowls and jugs. One fine gourd, Shindo set by the cook fire. This one she wanted to use herself, and she hoped it would dry faster.
The next morning, Shindo went up again to tend her field.
But meanwhile, back in the hut,
The gourds began to change. They sprouted heads
The norms.
and legs,
Soon they were not gourds at all.
they were
Children!
One boy lay by the fire, where Shindo had put the fine gourd.
the other children called to him from the rafters.
Kitay, come, help us. We'll work for our mother. Come help us, Kitay, our favorite brother.
Kitete helped his brothers and sisters down from the rafters. Then the children started quickly on the chores.
Clean the hut, clean the yard, feed the chickens.
Wash the clothes.
Carry water. Let the wood cook the meal.
All joined in, but Kitete.
Drying with a fire had made the boys no women. So they sat there smiling widely.
When the work was done, Kitete helped the others climb back on the raft. Then they all turned again with the gourd.
That afternoon, as Shindo returned home, the other women of the village called to her.
Who were those children in your yard today? Where did they come from? Why were they doing your chores? What? Children? Are you all making fun of me?
But when she reached her hut, she was astounded.
The work was done, and even her meal was ready. She could not imagine who had helped her.
The same thing happened the next day. As soon as Shindo had gone up, the gourds turned into children.
With head
And arms and legs.
The ones on the rafters called out.
Kitay, come, help us. We'll work for our mother. Come help us, Kitay, our favorite brother.
Kitete helped them down, and they did all the chores.
Clean the hut, clean the yard, feed the chickens.
Wash the clothes.
Carry water. Let the wood cook the meal.
Then they climbed back to the rafters and turned again into gold. Once more, Hindu came home and was amazed to see the work all done. But this time, she decided to find out who were her helpers.
The next morning, Shindo pretended to leave, but she hid beside the door of the hut and peeked in. And so, she saw the gourds turn into children.
With head
And arms!
and legs.
And she heard the ones on the rafters call out.
Kitay, come, help us. We'll work for our mother.
and so were the children. But after all, they went on with their chores.
Clean the hut, clean the yard, feed the chickens.
Wash the clothes.
Carry water, fetch the wood, cook that. Yeah.
When they were done, they started to climb back to the rafters.
Oh no no! You must not change back into cords. You will be the children I never had. And I will love you and care for you.
So Shindo kept the children as her own.
She was no longer lonely.
And the children were so healthy. Shizi became rich with many fields of vegetables and bananas and flocks of sheep and goats.
That's it! All were helpful but Kitete was laid by the fire with a simple-minded smile.
Most of the time, Shindo didn't mind.
In fact, Kitete was really her favorite because he was like a sweet baby.
But sometimes, when she was tired or unhappy about something else, she would get annoyed and yell at him.
You useless child! Why can't you be smart like your brothers and sisters and work as hard as they do?
Kitete would only grin back at her.
One day, Shindo was out in the yard cutting vegetables for stew. As she carried the pot from the bright sunlight to the hut, she tripped over Kitete.
She fell and the clay pot shattered. Vegetables and water streamed everywhere.
Stop it, boy! Haven't I told you to stay out of my way? But what can I expect? You're not a real child at all. You're nothing but a calabash.
The very next moment, Kitete was no longer there. His place was a board.
What have I done? I didn't mean what I said. You are not a calabash. You're my own darling son.
The other children came crowding into the hut.
Oh, children, please, do something.
They looked at each other a moment.
Then, over each other, they climbed, scampering up to the rafters.
When the last child had been helped up by Shindo, they called out one last time.
Kitete! Come, help us. We'll work for our mother. Come help us, Kitete, our favorite brother.
For a long moment, nothing happened.
Then, slowly,
The gourd began to change.
Rounded ahead.
The norm.
then legs.
Unless it was not a board at all.
It was
Kitete!
Shindo learned her lesson.
Ever after, she was very careful of what she called her children.
And so, they gave her comfort and happiness.
all the rest of her days.
The